432 Hertz. You've seen it everywhere. Playlists, videos, big claims. But what does it actually do to your physical body? Hi, I'm TatvaK. I'm a sound therapist and I work with these raw frequencies every day on real people, on a real treatment table, right here inside an analog studio space. Today, I'm going to give you the honest, unvarnished version of how sound interacts with your biology to understand why a simple physical tone has the power to shift your state. We have to closely look at how the brain and the cellular structures of the body handle survival. Most of us spend our entire day in a state of high alert survival mode. It is a constant stream of sudden deadlines, digital notifications, rapid decisions, and silent pressure. Here is the operational reality. Your physical body cannot tell the absolute difference between a difficult corporate email inbox and an immediate life-threatening physical danger. It responds exactly the same way. It floods your bloodstream with stress chemistry, increases your heart rate, and forces your brain waves to lock into fast, agitated, high beta loops. If you run this high beta survival program for months and years, something far more destructive happens. Your body memorizes the state, the chronic tension becomes your new chemical normal. You finally lie down at night to sleep, but your body is still at hard work in the background pumping out low-grade stress. You're living in a permanent loop of survival instead of a state of organic creation. And you cannot think your way out of that loop. You cannot use your analytical mind to argue with an anxious, nervous system because the state lives entirely in the physical body, not in your conceptual thoughts. To stop the cycle, you must bypass the thinking mind completely. You have to give the physical cells an undeniable signal of absolute safety. That is precisely where analog sound frequencies come in. Let us look at the actual frequency itself. 432 Hz is simply a standard tuning reference. Almost all modern music you hear on the radio or streaming platforms or any other platforms on the internet is tuned to a standardized reference of 440 Hz, 440 Hz. That is the note A above middle C. A 432 tuning reference simply drops that exact same note slightly lower. It shifts it exactly 8 Hz down. It is the same structure of music but with a slightly lower physical pitch. Here is the first honest biological effect of that shift. To your human ears and nervous system, a lower pitch sounds warmer, rounder, softer. This is the science of acoustics, not mystical magic. Peer-reviewed clinical data examining these two specific tuning profiles has shown that when listeners are exposed to a pure 432 Hz reference sound, they demonstrate slower resting heart rates, lowered blood pressure, and significantly calmer, deeper breathing patterns compared to a 440 Hz reference. But it goes much deeper than just slowing down your breathing. For a long time, the old paradigm claimed that your DNA and your genetic programming were completely fixed at birth, that your biology was a static script you could never change. Modern epigenetic science has shattered that limitation. Landmark University research on mind-body interventions has now proven that intensive, sustained neurological training can trigger a complete biological reset in as little as 7 days. When you intentionally downregulate your stress response, you alter your internal chemical. The data shows a direct shift in gene expression, a downregulation of pro-inflammatory genetic markers, and an upregulation of proteins responsible for cellular repair. By changing your internal state, you signal new information to your cells, steering your DNA processes along a path that repairs and rebuilds your system from the inside out. Your thoughts and the frequencies you expose your body to can literally rewrite your entire genetic expression. Here is exactly how that genetic expression occurs through the mechanism of sound. Sitting directly between your conscious, waking mind and your deep subconscious sits a vigilant gatekeeper, the analytical mind. The analytical mind is that internal voice that comments on everything, judges every event, plans for every scenario, and overanalyzes the past. As long as that analytical gatekeeper, that analytical mind is highly active and firing in high beta, your brain is close to change. No new programming gets in at all. No deep systematic repair can occur. The old stress program simply runs on an automatic loop day in, day out, day after day. To break that cycle and activate true cellular restoration, you must force your brainwaves to slow down, shifting them out of the frantic beta state down into organized coherent patterns of alpha and theta. That is the exact threshold where the analytical gatekeeper finally relaxes its guard. Where you place your daily attention is where you place your physical energy. All day long, your attention is scattered across external problems, things, meaning your energy stays completely trapped inside your head, fueling anxiety. But the moment you deliberately place your undivided attention on a single stable, warm analog tone, everything changes. The analytical mind is suddenly given a single quiet job to perform: listening. Because the tone is steady and predictable, the internal mental commentary begins to slow down. The brain waves naturally follow the rhythm of the sound, dropping into an organized alpha state. The frantic energy leaves your head and drops back down into your core body. A warmer tuning reference like 432 Hz simply makes that landing significantly softer. A gentle low frequency tone reads as immediate, objective, safety to your autonomic nervous system. And the very moment your body feels safe, it exits the survival loop and activates its natural built-in pharmacy. It restores, it repairs. I watch this exact physical transformation take place on my treatment table with clients every single day, every single week. The moment the analog tone fills the room, the client's breath deepens automatically, the tight shoulders drop away from the ears, the locked jaw completely releases. This does not happen because a specific number is mystical or sacred. It happens because the physics of the sound opens a door and your biology naturally walks right through it. Now, here is how you test this entire biological process yourself tonight. Find a quiet space to sit or lie down comfortably. Place one hand flat over your heart, center to anchor your physical awareness. Close your eyes and just listen to the grounding tone, 432 Hz. When a stray thought appears in your mind, and it absolutely will, and it's normal, do not fight it. Do not judge yourself for thinking. Simply notice the thought and let it go. And return your attention directly back to the physical sound. The act of returning your focus, that is the rep. That is you actively training your nervous system exactly like a muscle. You are breaking the old habit of automatic hyperarousal and consciously directing your brain waves into coherence. Coherence, that's important. As you sit with the sound, take inventory of your physical instruments. Notice the space behind your eyes. Notice the release in your shoulders. Notice the space in your jaw. Do this simple practice once a day for a week and watch the practical changes show up in your daily life. In the quality of your life, in the quality of your deep sleep, recovery of your patients, and your innate ability to respond calmly to stress instead of reacting in panic. The moment you begin to generate a state of absolute calm inside your body, before your external life gives you a physical reason to, you are no longer living by the old survival program. You are actively writing a completely new biological script. Your physical body is the most sophisticated measuring instrument you will ever own. Use it. Thank you for practicing with your awareness today. If this grounding talk landed for you, hit the follow button on my profile and leave a review. I release new dedicated sound therapy videos and protocols, and everything I teach I use on real people in real sessions to restore human balance. This is TatvaK. Be well. Have a great day ahead.